Let me do something here if you don't mind.
Fitch can ruin that whole... Fitch can ruin everything. I'm...
Can we hug? I mean, it'd be nice to get a hug.
Oh, that's wonderful.
How are you?
I love the hug. Thank you.
It's nice to have you. As I break my...
Miss Claudia says hello, by the way. She's watching your show. Shout out to...
Your mom is here?
No, she's not here. She's watching at home.
Oh, okay.
She said tell Ariel hi.
It's nice to have you here.
Thank you, buddy.
Was it... So, be honest.
Okay.
Because I'm very neurotic when it comes to these things.
No, you? What?
Dylan said it was a bit of a nuisance to come up here for my show.
Because of the drive?
Yeah. Was it annoying?
No, the drive wasn't at all, but let me speak for Dylan real fast, because maybe he didn't tell you this. He gets car sick.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah.
So I felt really
bad. He had
bad.
to pull over at one point.
Oh, he didn't say that?
Yeah, well, he said something about he even wanted to lay down. I didn't know if that was an exaggeration, but he said something about, hey, I might have to get off this car and then lay down. They brought us on a party bus.
Okay.
And by party bus, when they said they booked this thing, I'm thinking, wow, cool. You know, some of those have flat screens in them and you're playing video games or something like that. Now, I don't really know where they got the term party bus. It was just a great, big, rough and tumble and bumpy bus. Can we talk about what really matters?
What?
Ronda Rousey.
Oh, WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
I was there.
Oh, did you go?
Yes.
Where is MetLife Arena?
MetLife Stadium is in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's where the Giants and Jets play. It's literally 15 minutes without traffic from New York City, but obviously there's a lot of traffic, Lincoln Tunnel. 80,000 plus. Did you watch?
Oh, yeah.
Where were you here? Well, were you in New York?
I was in Times Square.
Where did you watch?
I watched it from my room. Yeah.
Okay. So, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Show was way too long. Oh, my God.
Thank you for
By the
saying
time I went to bed, it was 2 a.m.
There was 1,000 matches.
I was dying.
19 hours.
I was sitting next to someone, and it was like 10:30, and I'm used to like cards ending at 11.
Right.
And he's like, "There's 5 more matches." What?
I can't believe it.
Becky Lynch and Ronda are walking out at midnight.
Right.
This is worse than like UFC on FS1.
Which had big spacing.
Yes.
I mean, they've done over 6 hours. Just listen, Ariel. I thought it really did. I thought a high moment was that Lesnar jerked the curtain. I thought that was a high moment.
Okay, so what's your theory there?
With that,
I have a theory.
I would love to hear yours, but I'm sure they're similar. I mean, the DC match, right?
No, but why did he jerk the curtain?
Oh man, I think they were throwing him right out the door.
You think so?
Yeah, and he went over clean. He went over fast.
You think it was his call to jerk the curtain or their call?
No, their call.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because my theory was he was like, okay, we're not ending the show. Put me on first so I could get the hell out of here. Like really, like what Paul said was a little bit, truthful.
Sure.
You know what I'm
shot
saying?
with him just a little bit.
That was a good promo.
I thought it was great.
We're going to go to Las Vegas where we are ultimately respected more or something like that.
Yeah, I just don't know if I fully agree with that. I mean, you could also send him out on top and with the championship. I think that he's fought in the UFC before in some regard
Then
like
you're
that.
holding the belt hostage.
Yeah, unless he's going to lay out for a really long time. But I mean, what were they talking about? August for DC?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I would think he could make a cameo here or there, pop in. I don't know. There's many ways to skin the cat. I just thought that was a highlight of the evening, but then was met like any high with a low of, my goodness, 5 hours?
Yes, too long.
5 hours until the helicopter hits and,
Kofi Kingston cool?
Yeah, I thought so.
You didn't love it?
I didn't love it, but I'm very impressed with his talent, particularly with his size and how well he's done and got over. I also find him to be a very charismatic guy.
Yes.
There's something to watch when he's on TV.
Triple H Batista, boring.
A little bit boring.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Two guys who are almost 50 years old getting 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I agree with that. Triple H's entrance was definitely something special. What do you do with that car after that? Like, does he get to keep that?
Every time he does that. I mean, I'm tired. Honestly, I was talking yesterday, I meant like this guy is well respected as an executive now, right? Like he is actually doing great things. He's talking to like business people. What does he need this for?
Right.
Why is he doing this?
Sure.
It almost devalues him as an exec. I know his dad or his father-in-law did it forever, but like,
when he says he does what's best for business, I would challenge him on that. I would be very surprised if he and his $1 million entrances and all that he put. I would be very surprised if he versus Batista was the big needle mover. I can tell you it was not for me.
Right.
I thought Ronda looked great. And I thought,
okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think she deserves a lot of credit. She came into something that was very hard, that is very different technique-wise, that she was very green at. And she also understood the psychology of the crowd. And I might add, I think her husband is an absolute natural as well.
Right.
I think when Travis Brown is on camera for what limited time he is, he seems to know where the cameras are. He seems to have the right facial expressions, and you seem to buy it.
Do you think he's going to transition?
Oh yeah, I think they're breaking him in now.
You think so?
I think so.
Wow. So you don't think she's done?
Ronda?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
You don't buy this?
No.
That's the word that she's done.
Why?
Family, baby.
Oh, okay. Not because she was upset about not going over.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I actually didn't hear that. You know, there was actually a very cool spot when she double armbarred them. I had a hope spot moment of going, oh my gosh, she's going to go over bigger. She's going to have them. They're going to have her beat both girls at once. Didn't see that coming. There was just a minute. Now that would have been a very foolish thing to do, but there was a moment where I go, oh my gosh, she's going to double armbar.
Especially if she's going to take a break, you can't have her go over. But they're known to swerve. You've always been a Becky Lynch hater.
Well,
you're not a big
hater
fan.
isn't fair.
You called her like a jabroni.
Yeah, she was a jobber, but
Yes.
I did not I was wrong on that though. Yeah, I mean I was wrong on who I. Yeah. I think
It's
she's
the
done a
third
very
time
good
in
job.
5 days you've admitted that you're wrong to me.
But you have to understand, it's not necessarily an absolute statement because things can change. I mean, Stone Cold wasn't over until he was over.
Right.
Yeah, he said. So
you agree she's over?
John 3:6. Oh, the man is great. Yeah, she just headlined WrestleMania.
I would argue she peaked a little too soon.
Okay.
I think the momentum was lost a little bit on
Was
the
she
way.
the right person to go over last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't the right finish.
Okay, I would agree.
It was a skin of your teeth type of finish. I needed a clean 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
Sure.
That was just like, it was very anticlimactic. Now it's different when it's Steamboat Macho Man, when it's like this back and forth and small package. You remember that WrestleMania 3? I mean, that was legendary stuff.
Sure.
This one felt like it kind of came out of nowhere.
Or
I think the crowd was dead. They were tired.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, well, it wasn't a wonderful match, but they were tired. I've done 2 of those shows live, and Ariel, it is just such a long day.
Yeah.
You get there at 3 o'clock, you get out at midnight. You got to do some trips to the bathroom. These arenas are huge. When I was in Dallas, it was a half-a-mile walk.
You went to 2 Manias.
I went to 2. I went to Sacramento.
Sacramento.
I drove all the way. Was it San Jose?
Oh, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, 2014.
In the big stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, that doesn't sound right. Money in the Bank, when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank.
Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa Clara.
What's the Santa Clara?
We'll ask
Boy, I feel
CJ.
like it's Sacramento. I really think I'm right.
I don't
on
have a
Sacramento.
stadium of that size.
Okay. You sound confident on this. It definitely started with an S. But it wasn't Santa Clara. This is the point. It can just be a really long day.
Yeah.
But I thought that Ronda did a really good job. I thought that, and I do think Travis is a natural. I want to ask you one thing, though. Hitman,
Yeah.
shoot or work?
So you let me do, for the audience, you're referring to the fan who attacked him on Saturday?
Yes, at the Hall of Fame induction.
I think it was a shoot.
Okay.
I think it was a disgusting shoot.
It was
It
disgusting.
really bothered me.
Yeah.
Like that is royalty.
That guy has an MMA record, by the way.
Yeah, amateur, right?
Yeah, 2-1.
But this is I mean, to me, Bret Hart, my favorite wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite athletes, period. To see, cancer survivor, stroke survivor. The guy's honoring his brother-in-law who died recently, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. What are you doing, man?
Give him his moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No.
What do you think? You think it's a work?
No, I do not, and largely because of, 1, the outcome,
Okay.
but 2, Brett went down like a sack of potatoes. It wasn't a great moment. The WWE certainly didn't set it up, which means Brett would have had to go into business for himself and go, hey, get me over and come in. And no, he looked like a guy that got tackled by a bum MMA fighter.
Can I tell you a story that I think you would appreciate?
Yeah.
So I have 2 boys, Oliver and Walter, and I've been trying 6 and 5. I've been trying to get them into pro wrestling because I feel like it's something we could bond over. I don't really watch it that much, but I feel like this would be a good time to bring them along.
Yeah.
They want nothing to do with it. And my friend, 2 of my friends, Mark Ramundi, John Pollock, who are MMA journalists as well, said, you got to watch this New Japan show on Saturday at MSG, Ring of Honor. You heard about this?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, what am I going to watch? I don't watch WWE. I'm going to watch. They said, just do it. So I ordered it. I sat there and I sat with them and I said, let's watch this together. And they watched the first match. It was with Jeff Cobb. You know Jeff Cobb?
Yep.
Competed against Yoel Romero. Yep. And I think something happened.
They liked it.
I think something clicked. And they not only did they like it, they wanted to stay up till 10:30. They never stay up that late. And then in the morning, they asked me to watch what they missed. I don't know what it was about that show, but I think something really clicked.
Well, and I have not watched the show. I certainly know what New Japan is, and I know they're doing great tickets and great numbers over here. I had the same experience. I'm trying to get Thero into pro wrestling for the same reason that you said, is you can build some memories and it's something to watch. And I tried to rig this system a couple of different ways. I got him the Rock doll and the John Cena doll, and he plays with those, and he likes to say, if you smell, he likes to do that thing. He won't sit and watch the show, so I took him to a show and had great seats. We were like 3rd row.
Oh, wow.
And we left early.
Really?
Just lost his attention.
Wanted nothing
I
to
think
do
he
with
might
it.
have been a little bit too young.
How
I will
young at the
definitely
time?
revisit this. 3 years old at the time.
Yeah,
I will
it's
definitely
tough.
revisit this, but there was something about the city. He was bored.
Were you crushed?
Yeah, I was a little let down. Yeah, I kind of had this special night planned. And we had a dinner. I had a car. We kind of had a fun night.
Oh, man. I would revisit around 6.
I think so.
1st grade, something like that. Should we talk about your fight?
If we must.
You don't want to.
We can.
Lyoto Machida. June 14th.
Lyoto Machida.
You're back. By the way, for a guy who doesn't like New York, you seem to fight here quite often.
They keep bringing me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did Barclays. I did MSG, back to MSG, yeah.
No, you did Long Island.
I think that's right. Wasn't it called the Barclays Center?
I think it's owned by the same company, but it's the NYCB. Anyway, what do you think?
No one knows for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way to find out. It's one of those things. We don't know where we find out. I'm into it. I'm into it. Machida seems like a perfectly nice guy. I would not try to manufacture some kind of heat there. To act as though I don't have a resentment that he kicked Randy Couture's tooth out and into his career is also not true. I've been wanting to get my hands on Lyoto Machida for a long time, and maybe that didn't bother Randy, but it bothered me.
Wow. This is legit.
Very legit.
This is a shoot. Yep. Wow. That was Randy's last fight, UFC 129, Rogers Center, Toronto. Front kick to the face. Tooth flew out.
Yeah.
Where were you? Were you at that fight?
No, I was home.
Wow. And that pissed you off?
Yeah,
That's your guy.
Pissed me off. I mean, it's not like Machida did anything wrong, if I'm being really fair here. But yeah, I wanted to avenge that one. Yeah, that was my guy.
And it feel like, I have to be honest, when I found out about the fight, I actually went to your record and searched for his name because I feel like your paths have your careers have intertwined. But I was like, oh, no, they haven't fought. I just wanted to make sure. It wasn't like, if you tell me right now, Vitor Belfort, no, I know you haven't fought. But for some reason, I was like, did he ever fight Lyoto Machida back in the day? Because I feel like you guys have been around the circuit for a long time.
And I'll tell you, you're close on one thing. I had a fight lined up with Machida.
Okay.
For about 24 hours. And it got put together by Lorenzo. Lorenzo, hey, I want to see that fight. Lorenzo never called. Lorenzo never match made, at least for me. Lorenzo stepped in, went to my manager, said, want him to fight Machida. Okay. Go to practice that night, work with Clayton. And I was kind of swallowing a little deep. Machida's the wrestler killer. If you go look at his record, whether it was Bader or Rashad or Randy or but for some reason, wrestlers have a really hard time with him. And it's not wrestling. Like, he doesn't get in wrestling mixes and he can defend himself. He can keep that distance and just nobody can get a hold of him. Boom. And he said, right. I mean, he's just a really hard fight. So I went to the gym and we were working on it for one night. Got up the next day. Dana called. Mad. And says, we're not doing that fight. I didn't make the. Why are you yelling at me?
Right.
When did you not fight Machida? You're a 185 pounder. He's a 205 pounder. You're both. Why would I put you guys together? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I did have Machida for about.
What period of your career is this?
I believe I ended up fighting Stan instead, so it would have been that time.
UFC 136.
Yeah, it would have been that time. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the comeback fight.
It would have been the comeback fight, and I was going to have it against Machida. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know why that whole happened. I don't know anything more to that story than what I just said, but I did have Machida on my mind for at least one night's sleep.
You versus Brian Stann, my least favorite fight in UFC history.
Really?
Hated that fight.
Because of the lead-in, or you didn't enjoy the contest itself?
I didn't like the story.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Here you are, biggest heel in the game. You're coming off the time off, the suspension. You can't. No one wants to get behind you making fun of Brian Stann.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Make fun of a hero?
Yes.
Wait.
So I felt like they gave you nothing to work with on that one. You know what I mean?
That part of it was very tough. I
hated that fight. I remember when they announced, I was like, "What do you guys miss? You guys are missing the point here. We like when Chael makes fun of these fighters, X, Y, and Z, right? We like the Anderson Heat. We like this, that, Vanderlei. No one wants to see Brian Stann ridiculed.
There was nothing on that.
It really bothered me.
I'm going to see Brian Friday.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm going to see him in Atlanta.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's home.
You're going to Atlanta.
Yeah, going to go out there.
Yeah.
Kelvin and Adesanya. Good fight.
Yeah. Poirier.
Yeah, of course, Poirier and Max.
Are you working that one?
I'm going to work that one.
With me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do Poirier and Max go into Khabib? Is that guaranteed? I know that's what has been said. I'm asking you your opinion.
Yeah.
Does that get pulled? Because I have to think. I mean, come on, in fairness, if Conor makes...
No, I think it's going to happen.
The winner of that will take on Khabib.
Especially if Max.
Okay.
In Abu Dhabi. That's what they want.
Really?
What a scene that's going to be. Yeah. How about that?
How'd you get that detail? Did that just come out?
What do you mean? No. What are you talking? Who,
I haven't read that.
Who do you think? You haven't read it anywhere.
No, I know I'm with the master right now.
I'm breaking the news to you right now.
Are you breaking news, though, or did this already come out?
I'm sharing insider info.
In Abu Dhabi.
You're going to do one of your little YouTube videos. You got me in all kinds of heat with the John Jones, Stipe Miocic thing. I think everyone just, I just said to you that Stipe and his team, they're looking for a fight, and John Jones could be that fight, that non-title fight. And I think everyone said that I reported it or something.
No, I might have said I got this from you. I might have misstated that. But I liked that fight, by the way. Well, I don't remember how that worked. Maybe I didn't apologize.
And then John, of course, ran with it for like 10 hours.
A day or two.
Yeah,
he had the Santos fight. I was into that fight, though.
Yeah, so was I.
I was into the parody. I was into breaking John into the division. I don't think there's only one way to break John into the heavyweight division, which has to be against DC. I did think that until I heard the Stipe. I go, wait a minute. There's something to see there. That's a great way. That's a great way in. And if it got Stipe back to the tape, it makes a lot of sense.
Can I ask about those?
So I fell for it. I mean, I fell for something that wasn't accurate because, it kind of lined up a little bit.
It was really a thing. Stipe only really wants one fight, DC, but could have been enticed to fight John, but it never really became anything. Those videos, when did that all start?
What videos?
The videos that you do on YouTube.
Oh,
They're very entertaining.
I started a couple years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, I started making those a couple years ago for like Twitter, but then there you had like Twitter rules where it had to be 60 seconds or 30 seconds. So then I found like a longer way to do it in different platforms, but a couple years.
Why did you decide to do it?
Well, I enjoy it. I mean, I like talking about the sport, but
Okay.
I mean, ultimately it was a business decision.
Right, yeah.
Right?
I know, because you're the only one who really does it in this game.
Yeah, in fairness, but yeah, it was real easy. I actually met a kid. I put an ad on Craigslist of all places. Didn't know how to find a video guy and editor and all this stuff. Put it on Craigslist. Found a guy that was a grad student at the local college.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that's who does your videos?
Yeah, he comes over and makes the videos. Checks the equipment out from Portland State and the whole bit, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, and then on the road, you just have like another local kid do it?
That's right. Yeah, I try to find somebody from the road, or sometimes you know,
Yeah.
friends Casey and Esther.
But that's crazy to me.
I'll see them in Atlanta.
I find that crazy that you are actually going on Craigslist.
Yeah, to find and post it in
like Chael Sonnen himself, or do you have an assistant do this for you?
No, I did it myself, and I thought, well, I'm probably not going to get very far with this, but it's a good place to start. I don't know where to start. I think this is a good place to start. Had a very first guy replied, boom, went with him, been with him ever since.
You ever have any lemons?
I have a couple of times on the road, a couple of times on the road, but the road's a little bit tough, Ariel, because you're not in a treated room. I mean, I'll be sitting in a hotel room, so it's very important that you have good microphones,
right?
You know, for podcasts or something like that, and you know, it's not treated, so it's tough. And yes, I've had guys with bad equipment.
Right.
What are we talking about?
I like this.
Did I tell you I'm fighting Machida?
I find this
June 14th, Madison Square Garden main event. The King is back. Did I tell you, undefeated in Madison Square Garden, coming back to 205 pounds.
That's huge.
Could you imagine how exciting that must be for everybody involved? And Machida's moving up. In some regards, I guess he's moving up because he was declared by Coker the top contender for Machida's belt. And then it ended up, so Machida got matched up. He's going to go to that fight. And then the winner's going to take on Mousasi.
Right.
Or I apologize, Machida. The winner of the Mousasi fight will take on Machida. And Machida moved back up to 205. They say he's moving up, but you know, he was the world champion at 205.
Right.
I feel like he's not moving up. I feel like
he's fighting Carvalho.
When he moved it
June 22nd.
Hold on. You're talking about Mousasi. No, you're very close, though, and that's what I was going to say, and that's why I did it. I'm stuck on Carvalho as well. It's not.
Oh, not Carvalho. Lovato.
Thank you very much.
Carvalho.
Yes. Well, Rafael, right? You had it right. But yes, he's going to take on Lovato.
That's right. Speaking of June 22nd, in this very chair, just last week, I don't know if you saw this, great moment in the history of this program, Josh Barnett signing his Bellator contract on the air.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I did see that, and I actually spoke to him the day before about doing a submission underground match, and he was interested, but he had a couple of balls in the air, and he said, I actually go on an Ariel show tomorrow at 10 a.m., and walked me through his whole schedule, and got to catch a flight to Russia and go to beat the streets. I mean, he's busy as can be. So I don't think he knew. I think from the time I talked to him, the time he got here, that all came together. And I suspect, as I think you do, that's specifically to fight Fedor, correct?
No, I think he wants a heavyweight title shot. I think it's to fight Ryan Bader.
Go right into the
I think one and
likely
then
to get that fight. Yeah, he's got to fight someone.
How do you feel about that? Him versus Bader.
I've got no problem with anywhere Josh Barnett wants to fight, but we were promised him versus Fedor a number of years ago in Affliction. That's a fight we wanted to see. I know Coker, because he came out and said he wanted to see Fedor versus Crow Cop Part 2. With Crow Cop retiring suddenly, I just think it opens the door for Josh, and I think that's a really compelling fight.
You still have interest in Fedor fighting?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, with the right guys, I mean, for anybody, I guess you would say that, but yeah, very much so. There's something special when Fedor fights, and he's got a special skill set, and he's got a chin that's been tested a few times, and that's a fair complaint as well.
Of course, that was your last fight, Fedor, Long Island. Do you regret doing the tournament?
No. Oh, no. I love tournaments.
You enjoyed
heavyweight was a tall order.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
In terms of that, heavyweight was a tall order. But no, I was very much up for the competition. And the tournament is just so pure and fair. I mean, it takes all the politics. I'm actually very good at the politics. When you have politics in the sport, I understand them. I can deal with the bureaucracy and I can get some good opportunities. But I also can really tip my hat to the fact that you take it out and the right guy is going to be left standing. There is nobody on the roster that argues that Bader is the legitimate champion, and he earned that.
Right.
He earned
that. The idea of fighting heavyweights at the time, did it end up like at the time was it a lesser of a task than it ended up being? Did you notice the difference when you were fighting these guys?
I really
in particular Fedor, right? Because he's a true heavyweight.
He was a true heavyweight. He moved really well, really powerful guy. I remember being in the cage when Rampage walked in and turning my head and seeing him come through the door and looking back to my corner. Whose idea was this? How did we get into this? mess. And then Michael C's giving the announcement. You get, are you ready? Are you ready? We might as well.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, that size at some point did matter. Maybe even just optically. But,
right.
Intimidations are really, you look at it and go, whoa, what's this?
How much longer you want to do this for?
How much longer do I want to do it for? Another 10 years.
For real?
How much longer will I do it for? It won't be another 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I go back to Randy Couture. Dan Henderson would be a fine example. But I admire those guys for being able to extend their career. I think there's a real skill in that. There's a lifestyle you have to live. There's a discipline you have to live. And there's things you have to do to be able to make your body and your mind and want to do that over and over again. And I really admire those guys that were able to do that. I think it's a feather in your cap.
Well, you just turned 42.
42.
Again, happy birthday.
42 years young.
Yes, that's right. I heard you're a big birthday guy. You like when people wish you happy birthday.
I like when they wish me birthday.
And I think that you thought I forgot.
That's because you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
What are you talking about?
And Brittany forgot, and Elisa forgot, and Elizabeth forgot, and Glenn still hasn't mentioned it for the record.
Wow. For those that don't know, you just rifled off the entire team here at ESPN MMA.
Charlie remembered.
He's a legend.
Charlie is a legend.
By the way, Brittany says you forgot her birthday as well.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Brittany. But here's the thing. I didn't want to say it beforehand because I wanted the reaction. I wanted the pop.
Oh, what an excuse.
You. Yes. How else would I have known?
What incredible excuse making. This wasn't like a big deal.
That was great stuff.
How long have you been sitting on this lie? You knew I was going to come in. You're going to tell me a lie to cover the fact that you missed it.
How did I have that music ready for you? At the top and the bottom. If it wasn't planned in advance.
You handle the music now.
I picked the cut.
Yeah, is that right? All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, the headphones kind of threw me off if I'm going to be serious.
I looked a little silly in those, I must say. I still don't have that fixed, by the way.
Oh,
I'm going to be with you, live with you on Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, we got to get that fixed.
Well, they're telling me that your IFB is being sent to your house as we speak, so hopefully no headphones.
Maybe that's the issue.
But I wanted to say that because I know you care a lot about birthdays. So I want to say I did not forget, but it was a conscious decision on my part to announce it to the world on the show so I could get your natural reaction. But I really wanted to know, how was your birthday? Like, what did you do?
I had a great birthday. So the way it worked is anything that I want to eat, I got to design the meal. So I had my favorite meal, homemade fried chicken, mashed potatoes, enough gravy to drown in, rolls, homemade jelly. It was great. I mean, I ate.
Who made all this?
Miss Brittany.
Wow.
Yeah, it was delicious.
That's your wife.
Yeah. She actually got help. Her dad pitched in, and both the grandmas were there when I showed up. But they worked hard.
You did no work.
Beautiful. No, I didn't know work. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
On her birthday, I will do all the work. Her birthday's around the corner.
Like, what does she ask for her birthday?
Well, so it's kind of up to me.
Okay.
And she plays it real low key, like, nothing's wrong, but believe me, plenty of things could go wrong if I don't put effort.
Right.
I don't have to spend a lot of money. There needs to be effort involved, and there will be.
Okay.
She's with me on this trip.
Oh, wow.
Which oddly does not count as a birthday present.
Is it that soon?
Her birthday is next week, 17th.
Why doesn't this count?
I don't know.
New York City?
I asked the same thing.
You going to Atlanta together too?
Going to Atlanta.
This is a birthday present.
I feel like it is.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I feel like it is.
Two, metropolitan cities.
Are you going to the press conference tomorrow? Machida and I?
I am not.
What am I supposed to do at that?
I don't know.
In all fairness, what am I supposed to do? I mean, Coker's paid a bunch of money. I assume it's at the Garden because that's where the last.
I actually think it's at the Viacom head
Very
office.
good.
Yeah.
What is supposed to happen there? Like Machida sits up there and looks like a willing doofus,
right?
With a boyish smile and you cry. And then what do I do? Oh well, he's always been a really nice guy to me, but come out and watch it anyway because. What are we going to do?
Right.
Why are we there? I remember doing that same thing with Fedor, and somebody asked him a question. What are you hoping to get from that response?
It's tough.
Yeah, what do you want from that?
Right.
Remember I said take the Z train downtown. Ask that question of the Brooklyn Bridge. It was a great line, but it's the same thing with Machida. Oh, I'd respect. And it's not about respect, Machida. You kicked out Randy's tooth. Now I'm going to come after yours.
That's right.
That's what this is.
That's a great story.
You want to fight? We're going to fight.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to come up to 205. He accepted this fight before I ever even got offered the fight.
Really?
You think I'm not going to be insulted by that?
They went to him first?
I guess they went to him first. You want to know when they came to me? Try this on for a second. Never. I have never accepted the Machida fight. I have never been offered the Machida fight. You broke that story at ESPN.com, and here I am. You don't got to say my name twice, and I don't say that to make it sound like, there was a misorganization there. No, I mean it as a compliment. You don't have to ask me. Wow. I don't give a damn. You went to Machida. Machida says, I'll fight you. I'll go up to 205 to fight you. Excuse me. What are you thinking? You have a title fight waiting for you with Masasi. By the way, a division of which I was king A division of which I left on my own. A division of which, since then, I fought 4 world champions at 2 different weight classes, split the deck, won 2 of those and lost it. But I'm just saying, I will return to 205, and Dad will come home, and the mice will all scurry. You're going to come up to 205 and put that title shot on the line? You're putting it all on the line, by the way, Machida. You don't come up to 205 and go, I'm going to beat you, and then I'll pick between Bader, and I'll pick between Mousasi. Excuse me. I'll pick between Bader, and I'll pick between Mousasi. This all comes on the line. And now he wants to come out to a little press conference tomorrow? He flew in from California? I don't need you there, Machida, because you're not going to do anything anyway, and nobody's going to show up on June 14th to see you. They're going to show up to see me.
The Chael Show.
That's the reality.
Right.
So what am I supposed to do? He seems like a perfectly nice guy. I don't want to manufacture conflict. I don't like that.
No.
Tickets go on sale. Oh, so I got a big problem with the guy. I don't actually have a problem with the guy. I do have a problem with the fact that he accepted a fight, moved up to 205 pounds, thinks he still gets the right to claim his shot at Gegard, which was my division that I left. Nobody threw me out of that division. I willingly left that division. And now he's going to tell me, I'm going to go back and get that. You're not going to do a damn thing. You're not going to do anything. And by the way, don't accept fights with me behind my back. Don't do that either.
I have to say I'm a little bit bothered.
Ed Soros should have called me. They should have done this. Hey, by the way, we got a phone call. We're thinking about accepting this. We don't want to upset you.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Bellator didn't ask you. Yeah. I feel like
they don't have to ask me. I'm not saying that against Bellator. They don't have to ask me. I fought Shogun Rua in 2013. I'd never been offered that. I've never accepted a fight against Shogun. I've never even been offered a fight against Shogun. Just by example. I like being that guy. Right. I like that Dana. I like that Scott. I got no problem with it. Don't go accept a fight behind my back and then think, oh, and by the way, then I'll pick between. You're not going to do a damn thing.
Right.
I'll go down to 185, and you won't even be in the picture. How about that? You want to play that card?
Right.
You want to play that card? Because if you want to, let's just do it tomorrow when Coker's right there. Let's just ask him straight up. Right now, you can make 85, and I can make 85. Who you putting in, Scott? All of a sudden, Machida's looking for an opponent.
I'm getting flashbacks of the first time we did one of these, interviews on my show. Prior to UFC 104, when you were very frustrated, right? That to me, that's the birth of Chael P.
In many ways.
You were very frustrated.
Yeah.
Yushin Okami wasn't doing his part.
Yeah.
What is he there for?
Right.
Takes 2 to tango. We're trying to fight for a #1 contender spot, and you're not saying a word.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the stakes are much bigger here, and you're fighting main event Madison Square Garden. But I was actually starting to get flashbacks. I was getting nostalgic.
Well, I'll tell you what, Okami and I couldn't be any closer. I mean, what a tremendous friend I met. But I had a very good right to be upset, Ariel. Just to remind you of the stakes back then. Okay, I had already beaten Paulo Filo, who was the #1 ranked guy. I'm now number 9. Beat the #1 guy, but I'm the number 9 ranked guy. Okami's the number 2 ranked officially. By ESPN.com and SportsIllustrated.com, he is ranked number 2. I am ranked number 9. We're 2 top 10 fighters on an undercard.
Yeah.
An undercard.
Untelevised prelim.
Untelevised prelim. Yes. Fighting in front of I walk in the arena. No one's there.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, I had a right in fairness to be a little bit upset about that.
Oh yeah, but it was the first time for me that someone spoke about the business that way. No one really cared.
Sure.
At least for me. Like, no one spoke about it that openly. Like, hey, man, I need you to help sell this fight, too. Because no one cares about this.
Sure.
We're not even on TV.
Right.
Like, the fancy days don't even understand what that means. Now you get it on ESPN Plus or Facebook or Twitter or this or that. No TV.
Right.
I don't even know if I've ever seen that fight on TV in any capacity. I was there, but I don't know if I've actually seen it on a tube.
I believe they actually piped it in somewhere in the show. I think it did.
Oh, later on?
Light of day somewhere.
All right.
Yeah, because my phone was. I got some text messages. So
right.
Somebody somewhere saw it. But yeah, that was a frustrating time. There's different parts of this sport, and guys miss it all the time. I hear guys always talking about title fights. I love that. I love title fights. I get the whole thing. But there's other records you need to go after. Right. I mean, if you're on a card, your placement on that card matters, and you got to compete for it. And the closer you can get to the end of the night, right? I mean, that's the finish. Wherever you can get, though. If you got to start at main card and work your way. But, I mean, those are big deals. They're really big. Who's going to walk first? Who's going to walk second? Who's going to have the big face on the poster? Who's going to have the little face? When you go to the press conference, who's going to get 10 questions and who's going to get 3? But these are all things that you have to compete for. And if you have a partner, whether you're going to go fight each other or not, you guys are partners, at least for one night. You are in business together. Yeah, and when one guy doesn't see the stakes like that, doesn't care if he gets asked questions, doesn't care if he walks first or second, doesn't care where he's on the card. Man, it's frustrating to the highest of levels. You and I are partners. Imagine if I show up late every day and I don't have anything to say. You're going, hey, Chael, I'm going to have to get another partner. Yes, you would.
Who's the A-side in your fight?
Machida.
Why?
I don't have any idea why he is.
Is that legit?
Yes.
He's coming out second?
He will walk out second. The ticket's already Machida versus Sonnen.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's a slap in the face.
It is a slap in the face.
I thought for sure you'd be the ace.
Yeah, he's coming out falsely claiming that he's the top contender at middleweight, which he is, unless I want to go take it for him. The other side of the coin, I'm the number one contender at 205 pounds right now. Right now, at 205 pounds, I am officially the number one contender. He's moving up from 185, got in front of the story to the media to tell him that he's the top contender, and nobody went to check the rankings at 205 pounds, the weight class we happen to be fighting in.
Right. So you win this fight, you're getting Bader next.
I could have Bader next.
You could.
I could have Bader next. Yeah. I mean, I believe that. Bader right now has other,
Sure.
I want to be respectful of Bader. I really do. I want to fight Ryan Bader, but I do want to be respectful just because he went through the tournament. I just think he did it the hard way. I think he had a hard road. I think he came through it. I just want to give him a little bit of his moment to shine.
I appreciate
There is a time I will put the headlines on Ryan Bader. I promise you that.
Oh,
but
you got stuff?
For a moment, I really do think Brian deserves the respect of the sport.
But you have ammunition.
Oh, I'm coming after him.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, not personal stuff.
Sure.
But yes, I'm going to fight with Ryan Bader.
By the way, lest we forget, just last night the champion came out first in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Right, Charlotte, Ronda, and then so in this case maybe they're doing the same thing with you. It's a little weird that they
the
did
old
that.
sourpuss. I mean, you could see Charlotte's face even in the helicopter. That was not the face of a girl getting ready to go over.
Right.
No, it was a big tell. She looked down. By the way, where was she when Lynch and Ronda were fighting? Did she get thrown out of the ring?
Yeah,
pretending? Is that what happened?
Chilling, yeah.
Okay.
What about the Miz's dad? I mean, he's got to work on that form.
Yeah.
It was a little weird, right?
The Miz is kind of cool.
Yeah,
he's annoying. He's annoying to the highest of levels, which I think is a skill that he has just crafted over 10 years. He's great. The Miz is great.
Let me tell people.
Have you met him?
I've not met him, no. I just want to tell people, in case they're watching this for free, if you like what you're seeing here, we actually have a show together. It's called Ariel and the Bad Guy. It's on ESPN+. We're actually going to be doing some work together in Atlanta, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Has it been great? Has it been everything?
It's a city inside of Georgia.
Right. The last 10 months or so, working with me like true partners.
Yeah.
This has been probably like the high point of your professional career, right? It's been great. Let's be honest. Initially, like off the bat, you were testing. You weren't happy with it. You didn't like my take.
Wait a minute.
You felt like I was too big for my britches. I was talking about the business things. You didn't like that.
That doesn't annoy me. That would still annoy me today if you did that. Yes.
There were a couple times where I thought you were legit mad at me.
Oh, I was legit mad.
Yeah.
I was legit
like fuming mad.
Yeah. Well,
excuse me.
Yes. Excuse me. There is a time when I start talking about the business that you need to humble yourself and sit back and go, my gosh, this guy knows so much. I could really stand and learn something. Instead, you would argue with me. When I have the numbers, I see, I'm not coming to you with an opinion. I'm telling you and everybody else watching, this is how the business works. And yes, I do feel that you shoved back a couple of times.
I would still shove back.
That you should have maybe been a little more appreciated, to my mind. Dylan Dennis asked me about you this morning, by the way, on the way over. And he goes, hey, do you like Ariel? How's that go? And I said, oh, Ariel's great. And I said, but I will tell you, my opinion of him changed about a month ago. I said, I always thought that Ariel was just a guy that really loved the sport and just had a high energy and went out. I go, no, Ariel's got a tremendous sense of humor, and Ariel's fun to be around. And I told him the phone story.
The phone story?
When I was on my phone and it was driving you nuts, and you leaned over and said, I'm going to shove that phone. Right. Dylan was like, whoa, he said that.
That was a real turning point for you.
That's when oh my gosh, Ariel's a cool guy.
You didn't think all this time.
Well,
we've been talking for 10 years.
Yeah, I did not know you had the sense of humor off camera that you have. Yes.
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I think a lot of people think I'm a bit of a dweeb, right? I think I have this reputation, but I can hang with the best of them.
In a sweet way. You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yes. No, you have backbone. You have backbone for sure.
I appreciate that. That means a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about on the business side of it.
See, that's the thing.
I mean, that's...
I feel like I actually know more than you about the business
I know that
side.
you do, and that infuriates me to the highest of levels.
What?
Infuriates me.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like I have a PhD in this stuff now.
Really?
I think I could promote better than any promoter in this business.
I heard you say
How about that?
And I've shared with you, for $100 and a signature, you could go get a promoter's license. Jump in the field. Which always seems to, I feel like that blows the sails back in my direction when I hit you with that line.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I never see you back down.
Give me 2 millionaire friends. Let's buy 3 letters.
All right.
And let's see what
now things are changing. So
now let's see what I could do with it. I could build stars better than anyone in this game. What do you think of that?
I would offer to you that there's a lot more to promotion than that. But that's a key element to it, and you may be very good at that.
Fair enough.
Yes.
What about this guy saying Feldman, David Feldman, BKFC. This fight sucked. I'm going to give that guy's purse. That's horrible, right? You can't do that.
No, and I think I want to give him the benefit of the doubt in that I think he had a bad moment on TV, but no, at the highest of levels, and don't forget, we just came through the dark ages. I'm not even going to elaborate, but you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Sure.
You know about the coffee, you know the bar. It is very important that this sport is a volunteer army, not the gladiator days, not the Roman days where you must do this and you must sacrifice it and you must go through this pain. It is none of those things, and it cannot even have that appearance. And for a leader in the space, the boss over at that, to come out and say you have to do this, no, you don't.
Right.
You got to stay within the ropes. You got to follow the rules agreed on, and that's where it ends. And if you don't want to have the guy back, you got a business to run. You can do that. No, but I do have a legitimate interest in Paulie versus Artem. The actual optics of no gloves. It bothers me a little bit. And I think I'll warm up to it. I don't want to be a prude about it, but I will share with you that optically,
it's tough.
It bothered me just a little bit.
There's a great story there, though. Artem and Paulie.
Oh, that story. Yeah, I thought you meant with the lack of gloves. Oh, it's a great story.
Yeah.
Paulie's doing his part.
Yeah, both of them are.
Yeah.
You see Artem's face?
I did.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is unbelievable.
And he came on. You're sure. I mean, no sunglasses.
No sunglasses.
Just
Dylan's wearing sunglasses.
What happened? Yeah.
You like Dylan?
Dylan looks cool in them. Yeah, Dylan's great.
Yeah.
Dylan's a very nice guy.
He gets a bit of a bad rap.
Oh, I don't know if he gets a bad rap. I think he gets a fair rap.
Okay.
I mean, listen, he's a competitor.
Right.
He's looking to compete. He's not looking to come out and be nice. I mean, I hear the same thing said about Dylan that I do about Ben Askren. And they both went through, I can't stand this guy. And now Askren's over. But he hasn't changed.
Right.
He's the same guy out there ruffling feathers and calling guys out and looking for what's next and trying to build his own brand. They're doing the same thing. So don't tell me you love Ben Askren and you hate Dylan Dana. You can't.
Fair enough.
You got to love. They're doing the same thing. They're competitors.
Last thing I wanted to ask you.
What's wrong with it? I don't see what's wrong with that.
I
Dylan
don't
comes out, says he wants to fight somebody. A promoter puts a contract in front of him. He signs it. That's the deal breaker, though, right there.
Sure.
I mean, that is the litmus test. If he comes out and talks all this trash and then won't sign the contract, well, then go ahead and hate him. Right. If he's signing the contract and he wants to compete, give me a venue and give me an opponent. Come on. That's the kinds of guys we want.
Sure, of course. I don't understand why people get so upset with him. It's bizarre to me. Last thing I want to ask you, just because you are the king at this, Conor and Khabib, has it gone too far?
Yep.
It has, right? It's too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Just barely, but
really?
Yeah, just barely.
I feel like we've gone way past the line.
When I say just barely, whenever it's confined to Twitter and 140 characters, Conor did come out and delete something.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a good show of okay.
Yeah.
But then he came back the next day with the plot twist.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought just yes. I'll leave it at that.
Family, no need. Right?
No, that's right.
And what are we building towards here? There's no fight.
Well, and that's the other thing that's a little bit interesting as well. I mean, it appears that Conor is unbookable right now. It appears that he's unpromotable for whatever reason. So I do wonder what his end game is, because he is a bit of a chess player. Right. He is always after something. And I'm missing this one just a little bit, because that's when you could reel back in at any time and start back up. But if Khabib is out until September, now you're telling me that he's already on the books with either Max versus Poirier, and they've even got a venue in Abu Dhabi. I don't know where Conor fits into this thing, and most importantly, I don't know when.
Right.
Is it early next year? What does Conor do?
Targeting October, November.
Yeah. Or was he just looking to have a little bit of fun, and we're all making too much of it? That's also possible too. Maybe just sent out a tweet and that was the end of it. But to your question, and just to be direct, yes.
June 14th, Madison Square Garden, New York City. It is Chael Sonnen versus Lyoto Machida. Is this the main event? They haven't announced it.
Yes.
Okay. Dylan Dennis against Max Humphrey. Any other fights? Oh, there's Neiman Gracie against...
There we go.
I mean, I didn't know.
Now you're just being
They
silly.
didn't say.
He might walk after I walk, but, I mean, come on. And that might change in between now and then.
Right.
He came out with a fake story that he's a #1 contender, so he's the A side.
Right.
I'm the top contender, 205 pounds, which happens to be the weight class that we're fighting at.
Undefeated, undisputed.
That's true.
Right. You want to go home with me?
Under the rules that I understood at the time. Sometimes I wasn't clear on the rules.
Right.
Contest. But yes, under the rules that I understood. I mean, I'll take my last fight by example. I'm not trying to make you laugh. I was told going into the Fedor fight, there was 2 ways to lose this combat.
Right.
Okay. Knockout or tap out. Neither of which happened.
Right.
And because of some nuance within the administrative rules, they crowned him the winner.
Yeah.
Which I think is confusing.
I think the New York
in many ways, I think that's confusing.
Yeah. you want to go home together?
Yeah. What do we do? What does that mean? Like dinner? Or you give me a ride?
No, they play my music and we sign off together. I don't usually do this.
Oh, I thought I was coming over to your house. I thought.
No,
it's an expression.
I was trying to give the people in the back the cue.
Just got a little weird.
They're getting all. They're like, when are you rapping? When are you rapping?
Oh, rap it. Call it.
They run a very tight ship here.
Call it. I've had it with you. I've had it with all of you as well. Let's go.
Are you wearing an IFB?
No.
You don't hear the music.
I do not.
So this is around the time of the show where I thank everyone for watching. It's been a fun day on the program.
Hard here with you. I feel like my posture's hard. Do you hunch all day?
I have horrible posture.
But how do you do it with the mic? I feel like if I sit the way I should sit, then you can't hear me.
One of the all-time great broadcasters,
like this.
Larry King, used to have horrible posture. So you know, I say, you know what? I just want to be comfortable. And if I'm going to sit like this...
Larry King he didn't bring to the set what I brought to the set. Okay, could you imagine that? Could you imagine what Lyoto Machida, a little 185-pounder. He's crying. Coming in there with a gangster.
That distance.
Oh, his distance. Oh, his distance.
Thank you to all our guests. I want to thank everyone who stopped by today.
I should have had a better finish after the distance.
No, that was good.
Oh, his distance. And then I should have followed it up with, I'm going to close the distance.
That was perfect.
I was more just annoyed. Go, wrap your show. Wrap your little show.
Jack Hermanson, Demetrius Johnson, Israel Adesanya, Mike Perry, Alexi Olenek, Dylan Dennis, and Chael Sonnen. We're going to Atlanta, but we also have a show on Wednesday, too. Thanks to all of you. If you missed anything, check it out online. Back next week, same time and place until I say peace.
You know, I fought
I'm out of here.
Alexi.
Back in the day.
At 85.
Right.
I was a heavyweight star.
Yeah.